Tension between King Charles and his eldest son, Prince William, appears to be deepening over a seemingly mundane but strongly symbolic local development near the royal family's Sandringham Estate. What started as a practical agricultural plan has grown into a dispute that highlights broader divisions in how the two men see their roles, priorities, and relationships within the monarchy. At the center of the dispute is a controversial agricultural project, a large manure storage lagoon planned to be built on part of the Sandringham Estate, the sprawling royal property in Norfolk long associated with the British royal family. The idea was to enhance the estate's farming operations by providing a central site for storing animal manure that would later be used as organic fertilizer on its extensive farmland. The concept makes sense on paper. It supports sustainable agriculture and reduces dependency on chemical fertilizers, but its placement and scale have sparked resentment and concern among local villagers and, reportedly, within the family itself. The approved plan calls for a reservoir-like structure large enough to hold significant quantities of animal waste from livestock raised on the estate's fields. While estate managers and planners say it is intended to help maintain the health and productivity of crops, such as wheat, barley, and oats grown across thousands of hectares, residents in nearby communities have been far less enthusiastic. They fear that a structure of this size will generate persistent odors and negatively impact their daily lives and local atmosphere. It is this proximity. The lagoon would sit less than a mile from Anmer Hall, the Norfolk home where Prince William and his wife Catherine, Princess of Wales, live with their children. That has turned what should have been a quiet planning issue into a personal matter. For villagers, there's a sense of irony and even disbelief that an odor-generating agricultural facility is being approved so close to the Prince of Wales's residence. And whispers have grown into wider speculation about deeper friction between father and son. Sources close to the palace suggest that the disagreement reflects fundamentally different perspectives on Sandringham itself. King Charles, now firmly in control of the 20,000-acre estate after inheriting it following his father's retirement from public life, has approached it primarily as a functioning agricultural enterprise. In his view, maintaining and modernizing its farming operations is a duty, both practical and symbolic, demonstrating the monarchy's commitment to stewardship of land and tradition. For Charles, farming sustainably and managing estate resources responsibly aligned with his long-standing environmental convictions and his belief in the importance of land management as a royal responsibility. Prince William, however, has increasingly seen Sandringham through a different lens. For him, Anmer Hall represents more than just part of an estate. It is a private sanctuary for his family, a place where his wife and children can enjoy relative peace and normalcy away from the constant glare of royal life. The idea of a large fertilizer storage lagoon less than a mile from that refuge understandably clashes with William's desire for a more personal, serene environment for his family. Those close to the situation describe the dispute as emblematic of how personal sentiment and professional duty can collide in ways that feel very real and very raw, even for members of a royal family that has long dealt with internal disagreements. The planning authority's decision to approve the lagoon, despite local objections, has only compounded the sense of unease. While planners emphasize that there are no legal mechanisms to regulate general odor nuisance and argue that the rural setting should mitigate any impact, critics remain unconvinced. What makes this dispute particularly charged is not just a practical concern about potential smells, but what it represents about shifting priorities within the family. Charles's insistence on viewing Sandringham as an agricultural hub reflects his broader belief in duty, tradition, and continuity. William's discomfort, in contrast, speaks to a modern approach where personal life, privacy, and family well-being are central values. That difference in worldview is playing out on very public terrain, with observers noting that the planning decision has become a flashpoint for larger questions about the direction of the monarchy and the relationship between its senior members. The feud, as described by those close to the family, isn't just about land use. It underscores how intertwined personal dynamics and professional responsibilities can become when the stakes involve not only family harmony, but the public image and future legacy of the institution itself. This is amplified by the fact that William, as heir apparent, will eventually assume many of the responsibilities that his father now holds. Any public or private disagreement between the two naturally raises questions about unity, leadership succession, and how different approaches might shape the monarchy in the years ahead. Local residents, meanwhile, have been drawn into the controversy not merely as annoyed neighbors, but as vocal critics of a decision they feel was made without adequate regard for their input. Their reactions have lent fuel to speculation that William's unhappiness is shared beyond the palace gates. Ironically, some residents note that they are accustomed to agricultural smells and activities in rural life, but the scale and proximity of this proposed lagoon feel out of step with what they expect from a royal estate that also hosts visiting tourists and dignitaries. Estate managers defended the project as part of a holistic approach to land stewardship, emphasizing that modern agricultural practices must balance tradition with sustainability. In response to concerns, they have pointed to plans to shield the lagoon visually with landscaping and vegetation meant to blend it into the surrounding countryside, arguing that thoughtful design can mitigate its presence. Yet, emotional reaction from both villagers and royal insiders suggests that the dispute has transcended the technical merits of the project. For William, it has become representative of how a new generation sees royal duty differently. For Charles, it appears to be a reaffirmation of his belief that deep engagement with the land and its long-standing practices is a vital part of the monarchy's role. Observers of royal affairs note that this incident adds another layer to a period already marked by internal stress within the House of Windsor. The family has faced multiple challenges in recent years, from disagreements among senior royals to public scrutiny over personal relationships and duties. While Charles and William have made joint appearances that signal unity on occasion, moments like the Sandringham dispute remind the public that, behind the ceremonial facade, there are very human tensions and negotiations at play. For now, it remains unclear how the dispute will evolve. Some palace insiders suggest that both men will double down on their positions, while others believe a compromise may yet be found that honors both agricultural priorities and William's desire for privacy. Either way, the episode highlights the evolving dynamics of a monarchy balancing tradition and modernity, duty and personal fulfillment.